Welcome into the video, welcome into the channel. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Today's video is going to be extra special for me because I'm getting ready to do something that I've been thinking about for a while and I'm finally ready to do it. So what you're looking at on your screen is my 77-inch LG C2, and today's video is going to be talking about LG pushing out a software update for the C2 and the G2 lineup. And the software version number for the C2 and G2 is going to be. What makes this video different and this C2 different is that I am currently on the very last software update that LG pushed out before the software update that came with the newer WebOS. And why does that matter? Well, back on the, way back in 2022 on the C2, G2, etc., you could simply access the service menu with one of these remotes right here. And all you needed to do was do what I'm getting ready to do right now, which is press in start, tap 0413 in the code, and there you go. You're right in the service menu and you can go in here and make changes, which, by the way, unless you really know what you're doing or you have a targeted approach and you know exactly what to do to get in and get out, I don't recommend you go in here. But anyway, you notice up there in the top left, this display's firmware version is 04.40.93, and I've allowed several software updates to pass on by for the C2 without installing. I finally feel like I'm ready to install the most current firmware update. And the reason being is that this C2 is now our master bedroom display. It's no longer my primary gaming display, so my ability to easily access the service menu and to disable stuff like ASBL dimming is just not as important now. So by upgrading to the newer WebOS, I won't have as easy of access to the service menu, but that's not really as important now because, again, this is no longer my primary gaming display. One of the things I'm looking forward to by finally upgrading, since this is primarily a content display now, is you notice over here, look at this old school looking side menu over here. One thing I'm really looking forward to is the upgrade that I'll see with the newer WebOS for that right there. So let's go ahead and go into the settings. One thing I want to remark is this C2 and this Magic Remote is still my favorite and most accurate wand functionality. Just the fluid movement, it's perfect. And the pointer. Notice the pointer has a different shape to it than the newer LG displays. I actually like this better. But as you can see here, here's 04.40.93. I'm a little sad to say goodbye to it because at this point it was just kind of a fun thing to just keep the streak going, but well, it's time to upgrade and time to enjoy some of the benefits that came with the newer OSs. So first thing I need to do is I need to go in and connect this display to the internet. I had it disconnected from the network to keep it from forcing the newer software updates on here just in case. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I need to go ahead and connect this to my network, and then we'll come back and we'll get the install started. All right, and network is now connected, and look at that. You can upgrade the OS from WebOS 22 to 23. Please use LG TV remote control. Check now. Pretty cool. Message popped up. It's basically just been waiting on me for a long time now. So one thing I'll say is I have no idea what this process is going to be like. Kind of nervous about what goes on from here. All right, time to get it going. So let's go ahead and press and hold that settings button. Let's go over to support, software update, and let's take a look at this. It says an important software update is available, version 13.30.56. Experience the all new WebOS. So this is pretty cool. By the way, LG, why don't you include your software update notes right here just like this one? I think this will be a great feature add. Maybe you don't do it because, most of your updates are just improvement and fixing minor bugs, but let's see. You have new home, enrich functionality for the following services. So I don't need to read this to you. Most of you who have newer displays already have this update. So I'm just kind of putting this on the screen so that if any of you haven't installed this like me, you could see what it looks like. But one thing that's interesting to me is it's not taking me straight to the most current firmware version they're putting out, which is 23.20.68 for the rest of you. It's taking me to this first. So I wonder if it's going to install this and then have me do maybe wait like a day or two and then install 23.20.68. I don't know. This is going to be very interesting. So let's go ahead and get this started, and I'll come back on the other side once everything's done and we'll check out what's different. All right, here we go. Software update has been installed. You see it right there. I need to restart the display for it to take full hold, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that, get that process started. Hopefully the display turns back on, and we'll come back and take a look at what's new. Okay, display, I restarted the display. All right, let's see what's going on here. Okay, here we go. All new WebOS, which is not new to pretty much everybody probably watching this video. You have Quick Card, various services and contents at a glance, contents, AI concierge, that's a fun word to say, and quick settings. Now that's the one that I'm probably gonna find the most useful here and the only one that I'm really gonna care about. Let's click close. And we're at the home screen, which is somewhere that I am never. Let's, okay, the wand functionality still feels pretty good, pretty on point, so that's good that I didn't lose that. And maybe now I'll get to go in and see the firmware version number in the menu. So let's press and hold the settings button, support, software update, and I'm on version 13.30.56, which who knows how long ago that came out. This is probably the one right after the one I had on here before. Let's go ahead and check for updates. I should see a pop-up. There it is. It's still not the most current firmware. I need to go back and check and see how old this one is. So I'm going to install this one and then probably find out that a day or two from now I have to install another one. And guess what? If I do, I'll probably do a video because this is funny. But the version it's going to install is 23.20.56. Do I want to go ahead and update it now? Yeah, let's do it. All right, install just completed. Update will be applied when I restart the TV, so I'm going to have to do that again, so I'll pick things back up once I've done that. All right, finally back here to the Apple TV 4K home screen, and there it is. Your TV software has been updated. Let's, first thing I want to do is I want to go check that firmware, and here we go, all new WebOS. Look at this. This is epic. This is what I wondered. That's just now pulling up, that's funny. So it says latest version. So here's finally the latest version. This is the one that I originally started out talking about in this video. It's made me jump through a couple of hoops here to get there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the update started before I do anything else. And let's go in here to support and see what it's doing. I clicked yes. So the firmware version that it was just installed on the display is 23.20.56. And the most current firmware, which again is what originally this video was started out to be about, is 23.20.68, which allegedly is being installed on the display now. This video is going to turn out to be epic. You know, I said at the front, I didn't know what to expect in this process because I was so many software updates behind. So this is kind of funny to me. You could see it even is still stuck on the all new WebOS screen in the background as the update begins installing. So I'm going to go ahead and let this finish installing. This time around, I'll pick the video back up once I've restarted the display and all of that. Okay, maybe I'm finally done installing updates. I got to tell you, this process has not been enjoyable with me being on that old firmware. So let's go back into the menus and see the latest firmware. Let's make sure it's there. Press and hold settings, go to support, software update, and there it is. I am finally on the most current software update available for the C2 and the G2, 23.20.68. I'm going to tell you the very first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to back out and I'm going to just tap the settings button on the remote, and there we are. We have the new, I say new, what became new in 2023 little side menu over here. That's cool. And just like at the front of the video, let's take a look at what the service menu looks like now. I'm guessing it's going to look a little different. So let me go ahead and hit Instart. 0413, and oh yeah, there it is, locked down. So there you have it. This was the main reason why I waited so long to install a new software update on this C2, especially when it was my primary gaming display, was to avoid this. Now, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. This is not the end of the world. If you're somebody who's worried about installing this update, just like I did, and now your service menu's locked down, don't worry about it. There's still a way around it. I was able to get around it with my other display, so if I really need to get back into that service menu, I know that I can, but wow, what a journey. And we'll see if it was ultimately worth it. There you have it. There's the process. I think I'm actually going to do a separate video specifically about software update 23.20.68 because this process has taken so long, and that's the main reason why you clicked on this video. I think I'm actually going to split it into its own video. So if you did enjoy this video, you want to help support the channel, hit the like button, really helps me out. And if you enjoy this sort of content, you want to see more, be sure to hit subscribe and turn on the bell. But hey, after this display has been on the old firmware for months and months and months, it's time to enjoy this display with the newest firmware on it. So I'm going to go do that now and get out of here. But with all that being said, until the next one.